It is time for another daily YouTube live stream. I'm Zach. Welcome back. Let's play some games. Today we're back in City Skylines, and guess what? We're going back to the Canada-themed city. It's been a couple of months since we've been here, but we are back. We are back, and I'm very excited. I hope you guys are as well. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous town. And yeah, I'm really excited to be back here. We're going to be here for at least a couple of weeks, if not more, expanding out this town that we started a while ago. Hello to everybody in chat. Liam is in chat. V5's in chat. Greg is in chat saying howdy. Hello to everybody. Liam says it's dreaded Monday. Yeah, well, you know what? Just you got to be excited for a new week. I know not everybody likes Mondays, but you gotta put your best foot forward. All right, so we're gonna spend most of today's stream kind of looking around and familiarizing ourselves with what we did, because we're gonna be a while in this town, and I want everybody to remember, because honestly, I've forgotten a bunch of this stuff. I reopened the save game and tested out a bunch of things over the weekend. I was like, I completely forgot about all of this stuff. But this is a really cool city. In fact, I would say this is my most realistic city that I've ever done. And it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful city I've done. I mean, it is just it's a gorgeous city. Well, and of course, we're on this beautiful Canadian themed map patterned after Banff, which is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So how could it not look good? But yeah, it was fun. I remember it was fun making this, and I think it's going to be really fun to continue to grow and expand this city as well. Oh shoot, my monitor is still big from yesterday's stream. Hold on, let me change this for a second. I need to shrink this down. There we go. Can you guys see that? I did change that for yesterday's stream. Oh, by the way, did you enjoy yesterday's stream? I had a lot of fun. It was very intense. We played a shooter game. It's not normally the type of games I play, but it was a lot of fun. But now we're gonna chill and relax because it's back to City Skylines for a while, and yeah, we're gonna be building this city. Greg says we have 18 inches of snow on the way. That's a lot. Liam says your thumbnails have been great as of late. Thanks. Liam says, Greg, it's almost spring. No more snow. Yeah, winter is over soon, thankfully. And it's going to be beautiful springtime. Greg says, I thought he said Lost City was his most beautiful city. I was thinking that until I opened up this game and I was like, holy cow. This one's even more beautiful. I forgot. V5 says it's too bad City Skylines does not do seasons. I think some of the Sim cities that did that 20 years ago. Liam says, I'm stuck in Arizona. What? Liam, stuck in Arizona. Well, this is a pretty nice place to be stuck, because I don't know if you saw the weather today, but the weather was beautiful. It was super nice. Let me talk about the approach to this city, because my approach to this has been different than all the other cities I do on this channel. I am doing this city in the same approach that City Planner Plays does his cities. In fact, I was just watching his City Planner Plays last video, and V5, you mentioned it in chat where he went on his rant about the freeway guy, Moses. I watched it. That's a good video, and he chose the wrong alternative for his freeway. By the way, I wanted him to build the freeway through the center of his town. That would have made so much more sense. I don't know why he did the other option, but anyway. But I'm going to do the same method that he uses for this city. And so the method that he uses is he expands out his cities and City Skylines very realistically. So he'll start with a small city and then build onto it and then build onto it and build onto it. I tend to not do cities that way. I tend to like have a plan for the whole city and like build a whole city along the plan. For instance, my New England themed city in the autumn, I designed the whole street grid for the whole city, and then we started building it out. So that's a very different approach than the City Planner Plays approach, which is what we're doing in this city, which is a little bit more realistic. And it also makes you run into problems. And we're already going to be running into problems here that we're going to talk about in today's stream, some of the problems with this layout. Because under that approach, you're not supposed to just like tear things up and move things around. Like what is built is what is built, and you have to work around what is built. So it just makes it interesting. It's a different approach than my other cities, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Greg is telling me to go see Zach. I'm not going to be doing any meetups anytime soon. Maybe my plan is when I'm like a bigger channel and I could meet up with a bunch of people, I want to do meetups. But yeah, I'm too small right now to do meetups, so not going to happen. Let's see. Liam says, I have my air conditioning on. I should put my air conditioning on. I'm sweating a little bit. It gets so hot in this room with like my film lights and stuff. V5 says, maybe City Planner Plays will put a freeway through the city for April Fools. Oh, Liam is asking who is City Planner. Liam knows who that is. You don't have to explain to him who CPP is. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? All right, so yeah, so this is based on the city of Banff, and you know, it's loosely based. Okay, it's not exact. It's not going to be exact, but I gotta say it's pretty close. I was looking at a map today. Let me pull one up. So here is the map for Banff. And you can see, just by looking at this road layout, it's the same exact thing that we did. I can turn on the satellite view. It looks very close to what we've been doing. So here's the curved road, here's the river down here. And so we've built up all of this, and here's the railroad tracks that run right this way. Here's the freeway over here. I mean, it is so close to what we're doing, just the general theme of it. Of course, this is the main street here where all the Main Street shops are, the same thing that we've been doing. So we're going to need to build this out a little bit more, put some more housing over here. We're also going to have to go across the river, build some housing over here. There is a really famous hotel that is on this side of the city down here. There's some big park area over here with some nice fancy parks. We should put together something like that. I don't know if I'm in love with this like big golf course here. I don't know if we need to do a big golf course here. So I don't know. We're not going to do this exactly like this, but you know, I'm trying to go. It's almost like the theme of this. We're going in a, you know, similar mode to this, and eventually I'd like to grow this out. So I mean, this is like prime land here. Look at all this empty land. Why is there not a city here? I'd like to like see, you know, what would this look like if we just expanded the city all along this river basin? I think we could do something really, really cool, like a Canadian themed big city here in Banff. That's the idea. Greg is saying Treble and River City. Greg is quoting movies again. Liam says, what's wrong with highways through cities? It's very efficient. V5 says, the terrain of Banff kind of dictates a lot of how the city will be. I agree. The terrain is going to be... We're already running into terrain issues because there's this big hillside like right here. Greg says, don't forget the campground and the trailer park. Liam says, unless you whip the terrain, you will. Greg says on the east side. Yeah, well, I think you're talking about this side. We'll need to or no, you're talking about this side. Yeah, we'll need to do some stuff over here as well. All right, so let's start by just flying around and looking at all the cool different areas in here. So we started building this main street here, and I love the look of this. Look at this. We got Corrales Cafe here. We have these beautiful shops, old-looking shops. It's just such a quaint-looking downtown street. Look at this. And then, I don't know if you guys remember, but we made this like custom park here, right on the corner. And then with like great parking in the back. Look at this. Oh, we're also using parking AI on this city map. So there has to be a parking spot for everything, which is kind of fun. We have this old style theater we put in here. Over here we have like an empty dirt lot. That's looking cool. Oh, we built this little strip mall over here next to the subway. That's looking pretty cool. We even did like a little back area with like trucks and stuff. Moving down Main Street, we got ourselves a Domino's pizza. I don't know if you guys remember that. Little Domino's cars in the parking lot. Next to it, we have this beautiful Safeway. And I know there's not a Safeway in Banff, but there is Safeways in Canada. I looked it up. We got some Mr. Subs there. It's just like looks like your typical grocery store. Across the street from that, we have this cool kind of industrial area where we just have like some jobs and stuff. I might be relocating this, although it looks really cool. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job here with these old-looking factory buildings. But we don't really need a lot of factories because we built a gigantic farming industry area down over here. So that was our big our forestry area. And look at these areas. They're just gorgeous. Gorgeous factories. And every factory has like a little lot that has wood in it. Just really cool looking stuff with like trucks and warehouse yards. Over here, we have a forestry-themed cargo station looking really cool. And then we have our big factories over here. And I don't know if you remember this, but we built this like factory yard that, let's let this run. With like the little animated guys in there. People are walking to work. So that's looking really nice. This whole area goes all the way back over here to even this like little apartment complex that we built on the edge of town. And look at even this little apartment complex just looks so nice. Look at that. What a beautiful apartment complex. Wouldn't you love to live here? Look at the views right out your window. I mean, for a cheap apartment complex, this would be a pretty cool place to live, I think. We also built these little like areas of trees where the trees were cut down and now they're growing new trees. I think these look really cool. Very realistic. And then on top of this hill here, we built like some housing that I just think is really cool looking and blends in to the area. We have a couple of shops up here on the roadside. Those look pretty nice. And then right next to the forestry area, we have another couple of really cool builds. We have our U-Haul building over here, looking really cool, right next to a McDonald's, and some more apartment buildings. So these are more like low-end apartment buildings here, and look at all of the cars. This is like very full, this area. And right next to the low-end apartments, we have some higher-end apartments, and I love this like little apartment complex. It's looking really pretty nice. They even got tennis courts. Look at that. Now this is another cool thing we did. We added these like toll roads to go in and out of the city. Just the main downtown area, you have to pay a toll, and I really like that. I think that's a really cool plan. Actually, let's grab this. I don't know if I have. Do I have the automated toll policy? Let's check our policies, because there's an automated toll policy. I don't remember what it's called. Here it is. Automated toll. No, we haven't turned this on. You know what? Let's do this. It increases toll income by 30%. Oh, no. It reduces toll income by 30%. That's okay. We'll turn it on anyway because it makes people go through these faster, and that's pretty important. So we'll turn on that policy there. Liam says interstates don't exist in Canada. V5 says you can't really have interstates because we don't have states. Liam says inter-province. V5 says we have the Trans-Canada Highway. Greg says that's your version of Interstate Route 1. V5 says imagine if there was just one east to west highway across the entire U.S. And Liam says that wouldn't work. Greg says, don't forget to drop in the forestry cargo station. Yeah, Greg has recommended a bunch of different stuff and different assets, and I'm going to use a bunch of them today. But I don't like the cargo station that you recommended. I looked at it on Steam, and it's basically like a bunch of different props that I would have to like download all the props in addition to the cargo station. And I have a lot of those props, but they're like different and better. And so if I was going to do that, I would just like make my own cargo station with props. But yeah, so I'm not a fan of that cargo station, but I know what you're talking about. V5 says 90% of Canadians live within 100 miles of the U.S. border. Really? 90%? Well, that is the warmer part of Canada, too. Liam says, I hear trucks from Canada use our roads because they're better. V5 says it's more because your fuel is so much less expensive. Really? American fuel is cheaper than Canadian fuel? I find that surprising. I would have thought it would have been the other way around. Liam says they said it's because our interstates are wider instead of only 2-lane roads in some places in Canada. B5 says currently in BC, diesel's $5.50 a gallon in US dollars. Greg says correct. Liam says imagine if the US got the 54th parallel instead of the 49th. I think Canada would have been a lot smaller. Okay, going to the other areas of this town. So this is the residential area. And for the residential area, I used a specific housing pack that's on the Steam Workshop that is these really cool Victorian almost style houses, and they're just beautiful. I mean, look at the gardens and everything. They just naturally came like this, and they just look so nice. I love this look. I don't know if houses in Canada look like this, but it just looks great. I believe this pack is actually a New Zealand style pack, but it just really goes with the whole vibe I'm going for. I like how it's kind of they're not really colorful. I didn't want super colorful assets. They're a little bit more muted, and I think everything kind of goes in the same. All the buildings look very they match. I don't know how else to describe it. So just this beautiful, beautiful neighborhood that stretches all around this whole area. And the houses basically go around this massive school complex that we built. So we have the elementary school over here. Oh, no, that's the middle school, but it works as an elementary school. The high school over here, which is much bigger, and the high school has this cool gym. This is a really cool gym building. Next to the gym, we have our hospital. What vehicle is the hospital using? Oh, the large ambulance. Great. So my favorite hospital building. I love that one. And then this cool, big park next to it. This is the Lungs of the City, I think. Yeah, Lungs of the City, unique building. Just looks great in here. And then here's the other toll booth on this side of town. Oh, and we have this cool abandoned gas station. I forgot about this too. And then across the street, we have this brand new Shell gas station looking pretty sweet. We have the fire station right here. Where did we put the police station? To find that. Down here we have an A&W. We have our Tim Hortons coffee shop right there. It's always important. We got a little hotel there at the beginning. I also put in a cool, lovely bank right there. Is this the post office? Yeah, it looks like we got a... Oh, no, this is the police station. Ah. Okay, so I did download the new car. AB RCMP 28 Intercept. Now, is this in Alberta? Is that what the AB stands for? Alberta? Greg suggested I download this car instead of the police cars that we were using before. So hopefully we'll have to see if it drives around and stuff. But I downloaded it and should be working. We have this beautiful church right here across the street. That was looking nice. Next to a 7-Eleven. And then we started, right when I ended this series, we were starting this new kind of area here. And we have all these like Canada-themed stores. Now, I'm not going to use all Canada stores. I mean, I'm going to throw in some American stores and stuff in here. But I have downloaded a bunch of these these Canadian shops. Like this is the Canadian Bank of Canada. This is some co-op shop. This is Visions Electronics. And I understand these are all like Canadian businesses. We also have, this is the Canadian Post, which is the actual post office, but it's just functioning as a commercial building in here. What is this? Oh, Mary Brown's, Harvey's, another A&W, Robbins, Mario's, XTR gas station. So lots of cool shops and stuff over there. And then we just added this bridge, and across the bridge we have this old historic, what will function as like a town hall building. And I've been seeing people have actually been coming over here. This says it has 0 visitors last week, but I keep seeing people come over here. And I just think this fits in so nicely right across this bridge. This is a really nice looking bridge too. Okay, so there's one other place we have not gone yet, which is on the other side of the railroad tracks, so we have to check this out. Going on the other side, we have, basically, this is our power plant. Oh, look we have a passenger train coming in. We got our power plant. We got some trash facilities over here. Trash is working nicely. And then next to the trash, we have our train station, and we have a passenger train arriving right now. Look at all the people. This is looking great. I love this train station. I don't think I've ever used this anywhere other than here, but it is so gorgeous. It's just this really old-fashioned looking train station. It's so beautiful. I should change the trees. The trees are just the vanilla trees. But I love watching the trains come in and leave. Yeah, looking nice. All right, while we're over here, let's change these trees out to something a little bit nicer. So let's go use our Bob tool. We're going to click this with Bob. We're going to go to our trees and switch this to something new. Let's look at maybe a hazel tree. Oh, those are going to be too big. Yeah, this looks nice. I guess it's how big do I want these to be? I want them to be pretty small. So let's go with these small ones. Hazel tree young, and I think that looks pretty good. Just some nice small trees. No, actually, it looks a little too small. Let's switch to the larger ones. The hazel street tree was just a little bit larger. So we're going to go with that one. Yeah. Looking pretty nice. Greg says Canada would be bigger. Liam says in the U.S. diesel was $4.50 and $5.60 depending on the state. Pennsylvania, Alaska, Hawaii, and California being the highest. Oh my goodness. Gas prices in California look horrible. V5 says very few Canadian truckers go through Hawaii as a shortcut. Canadian trucks are poorly suited to drive in Hawaii. Liam says I don't cut through Hawaii either. V5 says AB is normally Alberta. Yeah, is this in Alberta? Did I close my map already? I closed the map. Ugh. Liam says BC is British Columbia. Yeah, so Alberta's next to British Columbia, right? And Banff is in Alberta. V5 says CIBC is the Canadian affiliate of JP Morgan Chase. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. V5 says I was supposed to be in Winnipeg this weekend coming up for an army thing. Cool. V5 says, yes, Banff is in Alberta. Okay, so we're going to have to figure out what is the best way to expand this area. And the first thing I want to think about is there is no transportation in this area. Well, actually, let me just double check the police thing. Do we only have one police area in this whole city? No, we have two. Okay, good thing I checked that. So there was one on that side and then there's one on this side. Let's change these cars to our new Alberta cars. And does this come with a prop? Because we already put the other cars in here. OPP. And you're telling me OPP is the wrong one. Let's see. Oh, you also told me to download more of these JP buildings. I downloaded all of them because they're all beautiful and they would work perfectly in this town. But it looks like that car did not come with a prop version. Oh, I also downloaded this Mounties restaurant, which Greg recommended, which I think would be perfect for our new area up here along this main road. So let's stick this over here, probably next to this gas station. I think we could stick this in here. Let's go ahead and put Anarchy on. Just stick that in there. Cool little Mounties restaurant. I'm liking that. All right, so over here, okay, so we got the police station. I'll have to fix those cars later. I don't know why there wasn't a prop version of that, but I guess there's not. Anyway, I will worry about that later. V5 says OPP is Ontario. Well, maybe they're visiting. They're visiting from Ontario. Taco Time is in chat. Hey, man, welcome to the stream. Taco Time says another Canada city. Oh no, this is the same. This is the same one we did, but we haven't worked on it for like 2 months, so we're coming back to it. V5 says, I think RCMP would sue over that restaurant. They're extremely protective of IP. Liam's asking if they serve poutine. Probably. Greg says, where the bridge goes across the river on the south side of town, there are pedestrian bridges on each side. Yeah, we'll have to do pedestrian bridges, but I'm not ready to build over here yet. We'll do that in a different stream. What I want to focus on is the transportation. And so I think Greg mentioned this before, that this city has buses. There's probably tour buses that go from here down this main road, probably over here. There's probably a bus that goes back and forth. But I don't know. I was thinking about it. I think I want to have like a tram. I think I want to build like a tram that goes up along here rather than the buses. So I thought I would ask you guys what you guys thought. So there in real life there is no tram, right? There's no tram in Banff. But do you think I should do buses, which is what they actually have in Banff, or should I go with trams? So put in chat which one you want me to do. 1 for buses, 2 for trams. Let me know in chat. Liam is asking V5 if he eats poutine. We got... Oh, everyone's saying bus. Really? I thought you guys were going to go for tram, but everyone says bus. Okay. So we will go for bus then. Okay. So for bus, we need a bus depot. And I think the perfect place to put a depot in this situation would be over by the garbage area. So over by this garbage dump. We got this open plot of land right here. Let's go ahead and stick in a bus depot. And we should probably go with the biofuel. These are supposed to be like the green buses. So, yeah, we should probably go with this. Although, let me look at these other options. This is the compact one, which is kind of cool. We also have the inner city version, which actually might make sense over here. To have an inner city bus depot. I don't know if we can afford this right now. I have to be really careful. We only have a population of 3,000 people. There's only 3,000 people in the city, so we have to be careful before we build all of this infrastructure because we are playing with money. And so we don't make that much money, and we only have a few people to do taxes, so we got to start small. So let's go with the biofuel bus depot, and we'll throw it in right here across from the garbage area. 40,000 bucks. That was very expensive. Let me keep the game running on high speed. We'll keep it running on high speed. Okay, now we have that in, let's do our bus line. And so, of course, it's just going to be down the main road. So we're going to start over here. Probably down here. This is probably a good place to start. Oh, can I do... This doesn't look like an actual road. I don't know if I can place a bus stop on this road. This is like a highway. I don't know if this will let me put a stop on here. No, it won't. Oh, shoot. So, I would have to see... I'd hate to change this road. This is actually the style of road that was in the map originally, and I really like it. It's like a highway style road. It looks very unsafe though, because wouldn't you want the center line to be solid? Like if you're driving down this, you can't tell which way is which way. Is this how roads are in Canada? That seems very dangerous. Anyway, that's the road. That's the type of road they had when we started. So maybe we will have the bus come in and stop in here. That's not a bad idea anyway. So we'll have the bus start in here. And then come along this way. Maybe we'll have another stop down here. And then come out. And go down the main road here. We should probably... Oh, maybe... Oh, it would be good to have another stop right here. Yeah, actually... Let's put a stop in right here. So, you know, for these guys. So they have one near them. Then we'll go through the traffic stop here. And we'll stop right on the other side. And these are all regular streets, so this should all work perfectly. Or maybe... Yeah, no, that's a good place, because it's right next to the road that goes in here. Let's add a stop right here in front of... Yeah, here. I think next to these main crossroads are good places for stops. So there's a main crossroad here, main crossroad here. There's also a main crossroad here. Why is it doing that? Oh, that is so awful. Why is it doing that? I don't want that. Oh, I don't want to put one here because it's too close. But it's going to make the buses go like a really weird direction. All right, so we're going to have to put another one here. And ideally, I want it to come all the way down here. All right, now we'll go back just on the other side. Boom. Boom. Right there. Then down in here. Up here. Right. Oh, and then complete the line right there. Oh, shoot. I screwed it up. No. Why is it doing this? There we go. All right, we got it. A beautiful bus line that goes all the way down the center of the city and then through the side streets down here. What do you guys think? I give that a 10 out of 10 bus route. V5 says, I do eat poutine, but not for a few years. Liam says, bus makes more sense. V5 says, Banff gets too much snow for trams. Liam says, he wants to try poutine. Greg says, I think the bus goes all the way around the mountains to the east of Camden. Where's Camden? I don't think that's on this map. This is the whole map here. Liam asks, did you hear that Greyhound got bought by Flixbus? I have never even heard of Flixbus. I'm surprised Greyhound got bought, though. Greyhound has been around forever. I've ridden Greyhound a bunch. Yeah, especially when I was like, was super poor and had no money and I still wanted to go places. I would hop on a Greyhound. And like, back in the day, Greyhound was not as dangerous as it is today. Like today, like I'll hear like stories of people getting like stabbed on Greyhound buses. I didn't hear those stories back in the day, so I don't know what happened, but somehow Greyhound has become more violent to ride, from what I hear. Liam says Greyhound Canada does not exist anymore. V5 says poutine is just French fries. Liam says, I don't like cheese. If I get it without cheese, and is it the same? And I think it's just French fries, Liam, without the cheese. V5 says, low population density out west makes it hard to make money on buses. Liam says, no, but that's how roads are in Europe, which makes no sense. Greg says you can use... Oh, the lines on the road. I see. Liam says these lines is how they do it in Europe. So there is no center line? That is so messed up. How do people not get into car wrecks? Greg says you can use the line marking tool to change the lines. Oh, I'm too lazy for that. V5 says we generally have a solid line in the center until the snow plow scrapes the paint off. Liam says it's surprising how far Sims will walk in cities for public transportation. V5 says, yeah, in real life, a quarter mile is considered the max. Greg says, no, the city is not on your map. Got it. Liam says, I think so far they're keeping the Greyhound name, but you get assigned seats and you have to pay for bags. Oof. Oh, so they're keeping the name. They're just making people pay more money. That's awful. Okay, let's see if we can see these buses. And I think I see one right here. They're light blue. And I think the Banff buses are light blue as well. Unfortunately, I don't think we can change the buses because we're using biofuel buses. And I think there's only one option for biofuel buses. Yeah, so this is the biofuel bus. I mean, I guess we could change it, but would... No, the biofuel bus, if that's the one you're going to use, you only have this one version. I think if you change to one of these other versions, you have to put in the other bus depot, and then there'll be the polluting kind of buses. All these other buses, I think they're all the polluting kind of buses. So, we'll just go with the biofuel bus. That is fine. So we got to be green. What's this button do? I'm not sure what that is showing me. All right, so it'll be interesting to see how many people use the bus. I mean, like I said, we only have 3,000 people in the city, so I'm not expecting ridership to be huge or anything. Selyang is in chat. Hey, Selyang, welcome to the stream. Saying there might be biofuel buses on the Steam Workshop. Yeah, you know what? I've never looked for that, so I might check that out and see what we can find. All right, so let's do a review of all of my stats in this city, because I don't think I've actually ever looked at them. Important to know, our forestry area is 5 stars. So we have the best possible forestry area over here, which is awesome, was making us lots of money. We're already up to $400,000, which is good. But let's go into our views. So electricity, we're already running out of electricity. How is that possible? Oh gosh, what are we going to do? Well, we could build a second one of these plants. I think there might be room here to just stick another one in. This fits in really well here, I think. So let's use Move It and just slide this over. I'm going to slide this down to here. And then we're going to build a second one right next to it, which is Geothermal Power Plant. So there's 2 right next to each other. I think those look pretty good. So we're just going to leave it like that. So that will solve our power problems. It cost me a pretty penny. These are quite expensive. And they're pretty expensive to run, too. But actually, let's look at our budget tab now. Okay, so now we're generating way more power than we need, which we don't need to do. So let's go to our budget. We're going to turn down our power budget a bunch and see how that affects things. Okay, so that's good. That's right around where we need it. And we can raise and lower our budget as we need it. Oh gosh, we lowered a bunch of this down, which is probably good. I mean, 3,000 people. I mean, we don't need that much stuff going on. All right, let's look at water. We have plenty of water and sewage capacity. Are we just pumping the sewage into the water here? Whose idea was this? Was this your idea, Greg? I'm blaming Greg for this. Oh, well, they are the eco pipes. So we are being green. Eco water pipes. So that's a good thing, right? Selyang says, the new Freshco grocery store in the workshop starts out as a replacement grocery store for the grocery store called Price Chopper, which my own Sobeys, which is owned by Empire Company, which used to be Empire Theaters. Liam says, did I hear correctly? Was the new remastered DLC free? I think it's free. Selyang says the Freshco assets base on Rio Freshco that used to be Safeway. Greg says there are 4 golf courses over by Canmore. Yeah, you know what? I do want to do a golf course in this city. I don't want to put it... So the one in real life is right here. And I don't really want to put it here. I just think that's a horrible place to put it. And I'm sure they put it here because of like zoning laws and like Banff is a national monument and you can't just put golf courses wherever. But it seems to me like a golf course would make much more sense like over here. Like why would you squeeze it in right at the base of this mountain? I think that's like phony baloney. I don't want a golf course right there. Liam says, it's all natural, just pumping poo in the river. Greg says, don't blame me, you did that. I did that? I don't think I would do this. I'm going to have to go back and watch that stream. I did this? This is horrible. Selying says, I find eco pipes are just as dirty as the regular ones. Liam says, blame Greg. Do inland water plants. You know what? That is a good idea. Where should we put... yeah, maybe we should switch over to the inland power plants. You know, I think I just downloaded... Oh, I just downloaded this. The JP water pump station. This might work really well. How much did the... Pumping capacity, 168,000 per week. Oh, no, that's water... No, we need sewer. This will bring water into the city, which we don't need. We need sewer. Sewer. So that would be one of these ones. Okay, so we have advanced inland water treatment, and then we have the eco ones. We got to go with the eco ones. We have the small one. And how many... What's the capacity of this? 60,000 per week. This is 60,000 per week. So we have 2 of these pipes would be 2 of these. How much is this? This is more than double. It's 4,000. Oh, wow. It's so much cheaper to buy to maintain one of these than maintain 2 of these. Why would you buy the smaller ones? I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to put this over here next to the garbage area. I mean, we have some open space over here. That kind of makes sense to me. I was also like building this area out here though. Maybe this is better. I hate putting this stuff right. See, because over here, this is like when people come in by the train station here, and they all walk over here. See, they're all walking over this bridge. I don't want them to have to walk next to the sewage pumping station. I just think that would leave a really bad taste in their memory. As their first memory of this like tourist town is the sewage pumping station. This ramp seems very unrealistic. Is this too steep? How steep is this? Do any of you know the grade that's acceptable for this? Is 20% grade too extreme? Maybe we can go down to here. Oh, it won't let me. All right, well, maybe I can grab this and raise this up so it's like halfway. See, that's not as steep. That looks more realistic, I think. And then we could kind of slope this. Now this, we should make this into a terrain conforming path. Or no, this is terrain conforming path right now. We need to have it switch to a sloping path, which would be, let me find one. Maybe we switch to this guy. Yeah, and it just slopes up naturally and puts benches and garbage cans on there. So I think that looks more realistic. The slope is not quite so extreme. I'm liking that. We could also get rid of these grasses here by putting a little bit of gravel. So if I grab surface painter, throw some gravel underneath here, these grasses will kind of go away. Let's see if we can make this other side more realistic, because this is also pretty high up. Gosh, there's not going to be any way to do this. Unless we took out this house. We might have to take out this house. Sorry, buddy. You gotta make room for our walkway. So this guy is gonna go. Just make sure, yeah, there's no zoning or anything. And then we're just gonna take this pathway and just zigzag it back and forth until we get the look we're going for. So if I grab this, bring this up to there, and then I can do another pathway doing the same method, like going from here down to the ground like that. Just like that. That's looking pretty cool. It's kind of a bridge still, but that's okay. Then I'll, oh, nope. I need to move it. Let's use move it and kind of stretch it a little bit more. And so to me, that actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like that. And that looks a lot more realistic to me than what we had before. Now, we had to lose a house to do this, but I think it kind of works. Let's put the gravel in underneath this to get rid of those grasses. Same thing over here. And I think that is a pretty cool walkway. So now that we've had the walkway fixed, let's put in the sewage area. So we'll throw in sewage, not right here, because I don't want people to see it, but kind of over here, because there's nothing else on this side of the road. No, we can't put it here, because this creates pollution, and that's the water pumping station. This is pumping water for the whole city, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, that's where we put our water pumping station. Oh gosh, where are we going to put this? Selling says you should build disc frisbee golf course. Have you guys ever played frisbee golf? I have, and I have loved every time I played it. I remember there was one. I need to stop getting off on stories, but when I was young, I've got to say like middle school age, I spent a summer out in this camp, out in the desert. Like my family volunteered to take care of this camp for the summer. And no one was there. It was just like an abandoned camp because they only had people there during the cool season. Like no one wants to be at camp in the desert in the summer. So we were the only people living out there. It was super hot, but they had a frisbee golf course because it was camp, right? And it was so much fun because me and my brother used to play frisbee golf on this at this camp all summer. It was great. B5 says, I think they put the golf course there because it's an avalanche zone and it was flat land. You could not build permanent structures there. Oh, that kind of makes sense. It's kind of like worthless land that's flat. Why not build a golf course? V5 says, buildable land is at a premium in Banff, so you don't want to waste it on a golf course. Hide the sewage treatment plant with landscaping. Greg says, look at the map. V5 says 15% is the max for ADA. Liam says 30% is stairs. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. Greg says inland wastewater treatment plant is east of the golf course. Really? So you're saying it's like way over here is where it's at, Greg? Like over here? We don't even have that square yet. Liam says you need commercial by the train station. Yeah, we might put some commercial over here. Liam says since you lost a house, you should make that a nice park. You mean where the stairs are? There isn't really any room here. Liam says just lower the bridge over the train. I don't think there's any room. This is like as low as it can go. We could maybe lower it a little bit. I don't want to run into those wires. I think that's the lowest I can go and feel comfortable about it. I don't want to make it unsafe. Liam says, since you lost a house, you should make... Oh, I read that already. VF5 says, move the water pump to the river. Liam says, move the pump near the poop dump. Greg says, look at the real map. I don't want to pull up the map again. Because I closed it, and now I have to, like, reopen it all. We could put the water pump, like, over here. And then put the sewage over on this side. I mean, in real life, I don't think they have anything over here. It's just kind of empty. So yeah, this kind of seems like the ideal place. Like, I guess Greg is saying, like, in real life it's over here, but I'm not going to buy these squares just yet. So we got to figure something that's, like, reasonable for, like, right now. So let's leave the water pumping station where it's at, and we will put the sewage, like, out over here. So let's grab this road. I think we were using, like, a dirt road or something over here. And we'll have another offshoot that comes off of here and kind of just bends around. Kind of goes back this way. Back over here. And so this is where our new sewage facility will be, and then we can get rid of these awful water pumps. I think we were going to build, like, we were going to make this a park anyway. Oh, yeah! I forgot about this! Guys, you remember this? We were supposed to make this a park. And we put totem poles down here. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, so this was going to be a cool park. We never built it. But yeah, so we should get rid of these pipes anyway. We don't want this in the historic Native American park. Like, that's horrible. Let's move the sewage away. All right, so we got our large eco advanced inland water treatment plant. We're going to stick it in right over here. And our pollution zone should be far enough away that it doesn't infect our water, which is good. And we just need to connect up the pipe, which we can go straight into the ground here. Or straight into the pipe that's right there. And does it have water? Or power? It has power even. Lovely. Okay, so that is in. That is looking good. Let's now destroy these pumps, because we don't need them anymore. And this is raised up a little bit, but I don't mind that so much. I think it looks all right. I might slope this just a touch. Might slope this out just a little bit. Try to just flatten this out and then slope it down. So it looks a little bit nicer. Causes a little bit of a flooding issue there, but it's all right. All right, that looks good. Oh gosh, what is this complaining about? Abandoned because there's not enough workers. Oh my goodness. We do have super high demand for residential. We are having people complain about not enough workers. So that could be an issue. This is the Safeway, which I think we changed the stats of the Safeway on another map. No, this is still saying 52 uneducated workers. That is a lot of workers. Yeah, so we need a lot more residential for this city to work. So I think that is probably our next goal. But before we do, before we build stuff, we need to go through the whole list. We've only done power and water. We got to look at all the other things for this city. Greg says there's a wooden fort just across the bridge. Yeah, we definitely need to build that as well. B5 says the overhead wires are part of the European bent of the game. We don't have electrified rail in Canada. Should I change the railroad tracks in here? They do look really good. I mean, this bridge, I was looking at it. This bridge came with the map, and it looks so beautiful. I really like this, and I think it's supposed to be similar to what is on the map already. Now, it does use these electrified rails, which V5 says is not what they would really use in Canada. So I could change these out. I think they look pretty good. I tend to want to keep what whoever made this map put these in, so I kind of want to keep those, but because they're special railroad tracks. Like the map maker chose these on purpose, I'm pretty sure. I don't think these are the vanilla ones. Maybe they are. Let me see. Does that look the same? Maybe they are the same. No, they're definitely not the same. Yeah, so these are custom railroad tracks that the map maker chose to put in here. So we'll keep them for right now. I can always change them out later. All right, so we're going through our list of things to check on in this city. Garbage is the next one. Garbage capacity, it says it's red, but this is never working properly. We have what you really want to look for in garbage, in my experience, is just people complaining about garbage, which we have no one complaining about garbage. So we really don't have a garbage issue. What kind of truck are we using in this city for garbage? Let's go over here, check our truck. We are using the small garbage truck. I kind of like that, so we're going to leave that. What is next? Schools. Let's look at schools. Everyone is happy. High school. Ooh. We have no library, no university. High school is already under capacity. Elementary school is super under capacity. How is this possible? Oh, because this only has 75 student capacity. That's the problem. This only has 32 student capacity? I have like the smallest elementary schools in this game. What in the world? The high school has only 250 capacity? What in the world? This is horrible. All right, so we need a bigger school. Mainly over here. I mean, we do have some extra room over here. We could at least squeeze another high school in over here. So let's see what we have in terms of high schools. These are all of my high schools. That's a cool looking one. How big is this one? Oh, this is a nice size. This one's a little bit bigger. I feel like when I do a high school, like I need to do like a complex, but for right now, I just want to get this working. Let's go with this one because it's nice and small. So we will put this right on the corner here. We'll just use a little bit of anarchy. Throw this in. How many students does this use? 300 students. This is exactly what I needed. We're going to use this and use the move it mod and move this over. You know what? I might just replace this. Because I like this school, but it doesn't hold enough students. Let's just replace this with something else. We're going to pause this. We're going to throw in... Is this the one we were using? This is 1,000 student capacity. I don't know if we need 1,000. Oh, let's put this one in. It matches the high school. Let's use this one. That looks perfect. They match. It's the matching high school and elementary school. These are both by this JP. This JP pack from the Steam Workshop. So I really like that. That is looking really nice. So this has 68 students, which is a bunch more. So we're going to need another elementary school pretty soon, but this should just solve our problems for now. Yeah, I like these. This probably... Yeah, this is good for now. That's good for now. Liam says you should call the park Human Waste Totem Recreation Area. And V5 says, I think dumping sewage on the Native American artifacts is actually rather accurate. What? V5 says, have you ever heard of our residential schools program? V5 says, I hear the wonderful history of our residential... Oh, yeah, I haven't heard of that. Selyang says, is the way to keep these train tracks... But... Oh, he's saying just get rid of the wires. Yeah, I might do that. I think I got rid of the mod. Oh, no, I still have it. It's this mod here allows me to get rid of the wires. So I might look into that. Selyang says you should build a disc golf frisbee golf course. Have you ever seen this sport before? I've never watched it, but I've played it. B5 says 32 would be a one-room classroom in a school. Greg says, don't blame me. Liam says, hashtag blame Greg. Greg says, yes, Selyang, there's a mod to replace hide the wires only. I think it's in Ron. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, though. I would probably just, if I was going to do that, I would probably just replace the train tracks. I would find a different train track to use, is what I would probably do. Liam is questioning only 300 students for a high school. Well, this is a small town, Liam. You got to remember, this is a small town. V5 says 68 students is like 2 or 3 classrooms. You would probably have at least 200 student capacity in an elementary school. Hey, guys, this is a small town we're talking here. We don't need like hundreds of classrooms. You're thinking big city living. Okay, this is saying that the building is abandoned because housing land value is too low. Well, that's probably because of the school thing. I just built some more schools, so that should help. So let me just reset this guy. Make him nice and happy again. All right, so glad thing we looked at the schools. So now, oh gosh, it's still in the red. What? Oh no. That's why everyone is unhappy. It's still in the red. We need like double the amount of schools that we have. Holy cow. Okay, we're going to need to do, as much as I like this school, we're going to have to do a different solution. We can put that, we can use that in a different place. But there was one here that had a lot more student capacity. This one. 1,000 student capacity. It is much larger. For sure. And it won't even fit here. But this would solve our problem. We just couldn't put it right there. Maybe we could put it down here. Although that doesn't make any sense. It's so far away from everything. Maybe we could put it over here. This is not a bad place. It's kind of like equidistance between this housing and this housing over here. So maybe I can find a way to make this work right in here. It's right next to the industry, so I'm not really going to put anything else right there. So is this flat? Let me get rid of these trees. This is kind of big. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty flat. Oh, it's not flat at all. Well, we can change that. Let's make it the same height as this road. Going back to here. And let's throw the school onto here. I can't believe schools is giving us so many issues. Boom, look at that. And the cool thing with this asset is it comes with a soccer field. They got a soccer field up front. So I really like that. I think that's cool. You know, we'll get some more like bigger schools, like more school complex type stuff when the city gets bigger. It's still too small right now. I mean, you wouldn't have a massive school complex for a 3,000 person town. You'd have something like this. So you got the high school over here, the school over here, and I think that will finally solve our problems. Just have to... There we go. What? How is that? That was 1,000 students. What? It's only 275 students? Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? It's fine for now. We can put the other school back. Later. I'll deal with it later. Okay, let's look at our happiness. Happiness is pretty good except for Safeway. Safeway is really unhappy. This industry is really unhappy. They don't have enough workers. That's why they're complaining. Healthcare is pretty good for these houses. Actually, it's not bad for these guys either. It must be this pool or something must be helping these guys. Yeah, I think it's the pool. Oh no, it's because we have death care over here. Yeah, death care is definitely looks like it's doing okay. We got child care over here. We got elder care over here. So we are pretty good in terms of health care. Levels, things don't look that great. Or no, actually, some of these are pretty good. Wind, we have lots of wind at the top of this hill. That's interesting. Traffic looks pretty good. 87% traffic. Have you ever seen a city this good in traffic? That is really fantastic. Greg says, check your population stats. How many are children and teens? That is a good suggestion. Population, it's pretty well-rounded. Some pretty good stats right here. Really low unemployment because we just need more people moving in. Liam says, I lived in a small town and my high school was 1,200. My town population was 5,500. Well, we're not even there yet. V5 says, if you drop the capacity to low, we bus kids from several communities to one so there can be reasonable schools. Liam says, more like a regional school. V5 says, even rural schools are generally built for 500 to 1,000. Actual attendance might be 150 to 300 and up, but they might be bussed in from several communities to make it work. I think that makes a lot of sense. Selling says, does the city have a pool or an arena? I don't think we have an arena, but there is a pool in this high-end condo complex. We have kind of this fancy pool we put in. But this only makes sense because it's like a fancy condo complex. But this is a really nice-looking pool, I think. Liam says, inner city high schools have 3,000 students. Kylie is in chat. Hey, welcome to the stream. V5 says, curling clubs are big in Canada, and Banff has one. Oh, I wish we could do the curling. I have the curling assets because it's in the Snowfalls DLC, but I no longer have the mod that allows you to use the Snowfall assets in a non-Snowfall map, which I love all the Snowfall assets. I wish I could get that mod, but that mod broke when, the big update that broke everyone's mods. So I can't use the curling asset, unfortunately. Kylie says, my high school had 3,500 over a small area. That is a lot. City population of 870,000 people. I'm not sure what the population was in just the area around my high school, though. Yeah, that is a good point. Okay, so where were we at? Let's look at noise. We got some pockets of noise, mostly this industry area down over here. So that should all... Ooh. The train station creates a lot of noise. I wasn't expecting this. So that's probably creating some issues with these people. But, the health center is right over here, so they should be okay. But we'll have to watch these guys, because I didn't realize the train station was going to be that noisy. Oof. Okay, let's look at fire. Okay, we only have this one fire station, but so far we really haven't had any issues. It looks like people are not too happy with this fire situation. There should probably be their own fire station over here in the industry area. Let's put that in. We have the money for it. And there's probably room over here. Honestly, I feel like it should be over by the cargo station. Like maybe over here? I think that would look pretty nice. Oh yeah, we got this little fire station which would probably fit in pretty well here. Yeah, look at that. I really like this. It's just like a cute little fire station. Let's move this over closer to the pavement here so they can kind of share the same parking lot. And yeah, that just works really nicely. Okay, so we will turn these fire trucks into... We'll use the large fire truck. I like that. Let's look at... While we're talking about fire, let's also look at police. Here are the crime statistics for the city. We have, like we said, we have the two police stations here and here. We should probably also have another one over here. We probably don't need one. I mean, the crime rate's pretty low. You know what? Let's hold off on the fire. I think we'll be okay. So now we have 2 fire stations and 2 police stations. Yeah, I think we'll be okay with that. This, of course, we just added this bus line, so I think that's good. Let's take a look and see if people are using this. 11 vehicles, 137 passengers. That is pretty good, actually. Looks like the buses are pretty full. What is this stop? This is the busiest stop here. Oh, right in front of all of these industry buildings is the main stop. I see. All right, let's name this. We'll call this Main Street Line. All right, so the buses is working out really, really great. Let's just keep going down here. Natural resources, we got lots of forestry, which I'm going to do even more forestry stuff. I really want to do a lot with that. We also have a lot of farming potential throughout here. And a lot of ore, and the oil is in the mountains. I don't know if oil is going to make sense in this region. Don't they have oil sands in Canada? Maybe there's oil sands in these mountains. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. We haven't really done any districts. Maybe we should draw out a district. We can call this... Like, this whole area will be the original district. So we will call this Old Town, because this will be, you know, this will be the start of the town. All right, so it's giving me the name Underhill Heights. I don't like that. We're going to call this Old Town. So that'll be our main district. Let's look at land value. Land value is horrible. Horrible. It's not even worth looking at. Leisure. We don't really have much of parks or anything like that. I mean, we got this little one-star park over here. We got... Yeah, people are not happy with the lack of parks. That is not good. We'll probably put a nice park over here. What is over... I would like to squeeze a park, like maybe a park like right in here. Maybe we have a nice plaza or something. Let me look at my parks menu and see what we got. Plazas. Why don't we use the Paradox Plaza? I love this, and I have not used it very much. But I just want like a little park like over on this area. And I think people, it'll look at how big the radius of this is too. So I can throw this in really here. It'll just be a nice addition to like Main Street, you know? So Paradox Plaza, we'll just move some of this stuff over. We got the room. And I think that's a pretty cool addition. Let's use Bob, put in some nicer trees. And maybe what we'll do is we'll put in... What are those called? Juniper trees. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. So kind of a cool little fun plaza there, just on Main Street. V5 says the logging company would want fire services. Liam says you need more firehouses. Yeah, so we put one over by the logging service, so I think that is cool. Greg was saying my high school had a capacity of 150, and that included middle school. That is a small school, man. I went to a small high school. My graduating class was 60 students. So, like, the whole school was, like, 200 students. So I went to a small school. Liam says, you need more police. I think we're good on the police. Liam says, death service. I think we're good with death care as well. People would complain about death care if we weren't. So that's telling me we're okay. Greg says the logging company might have its own equipment. You mean their own fire department? Yeah, I'm considering this fire department the logging companies. V5 says Banff has come under some pretty bad forest fires over the last few years. Yeah, as we expand, I want to do like the fire watchtowers and stuff. We'll add those in around here as I expand. Greg says the National Forest covers a large area and ore. Greg says, yes, there are oil sands. V5 says oil sands are northern Alberta. It's not in the mountains at all. Oh. Well, maybe we could find some oil sands, like in the valley or something. Greg says they're probably not in Banff. Liam says lookout watchtowers would make sense for this area. Greg says I think they do have gas in the region and geothermal. V5 says gas is to the east of Banff. There is geothermal, but not for electricity production. Selling says you should have school board of education offices. Liam says, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Thanks, Liam. Thanks for reminding me. Greg says there were 24 in my class. That is a small class, man. Greg says the town is too small for a school board of education. Okay, so have we missed anything? I mean, there's some other stuff in here. What is this? Road maintenance? None. We have no road maintenance. There's some buildings we haven't put in yet. We haven't put in the banks. We haven't put in... We did put in the post office, didn't we? Post office. Yeah, we have one post office. No banks. No pedestrian areas. No tours, no industry areas, limited tourism. It's all escape route stuff. We don't need heating. Okay, so I think that's all of it. All right, so that's a pretty good overview of where we're starting with. The next big thing we got to tackle is we need more residential. So that is the next thing we're going to tackle in tomorrow's stream when we'll be back building in this city patterned after the town of Banff. So thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you, Selyang. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, V5. Thank you, Liam. Thank you, everyone who stopped by the stream. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll be back again tomorrow with more City Skylines. This is going to be it for me. And everybody remember, no matter what is going on in your life, to always do something fun every single day. Until next time, this is Zach signing off.